From Rochester, New York, home of the garbage plate and nothing else, this is FC3 Monkey Business, your one-stop shop for everything geeky. It is starring Billy DeTore, Tanya Mattress, and Chris Frank. In stunning Technicolor, now your host, Chris Frank.
And I am in stunning Technicolor. I am. Freaking badass Technicolor. Actually, you're brighter than I am because you're wearing that red pullover right now.
Yes.
So.
Yes, I am. Go Niners.
Yeah, they went.
They're doing good.
I know. I'm picking on her because
9
it's fun.
and 1.
9-1.
As of this broadcast, it may be like 9-4, 9-3,
You're so dying.
9-2,
9-5.
9.
Working
I'm working 9 to 5.
What a
So
way to make a living.
I'm so happy you were in that moment with me there. Hello, everybody.
Oh, my God. Which way is up?
I don't know. It's been a draining few weeks.
It has been.
We've had MiniCon,
Yes.
and what a fun
We've
time
had
that was.
Thanksgiving.
We've had Thanksgiving. We've had MiniCon.
Can I tell you, I am looking forward to my 2 weeks off at Christmas where I'm in the sun for 10 days in Florida.
Yeah, I love how you keep threatening to kill my character off, yet you can rub reality in my face even worse. Guess where I'm going to be at Christmas time? Shoveling.
She's going to be where there's alligators and even worse rednecks than Wayne County.
It's a bubble. It's the Villages.
Paddle
in the
faster,
middle
I
of-
hear banjos.
It's an hour north of Orlando. It's the Villages. It is a gated, bubbly community of
With
seniors.
giant bugs.
No, my mom says there really isn't that many bugs down there.
Cockroaches the size of a Snickers bar.
But we are going to...
Mouses the size of cockroaches.
We are going to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Atlanta Falcons football game
Nice.
in Tampa on the
Well, that'll be
29th.
fun.
Okay.
So I am not cheering for either team. And my mom says I can't wear any Niners stuff that day.
So you've got 2 weeks off at Christmas
Yes,
time.
this is the first
How about
time.
you, Billy Bill?
I
You
have
getting any time
sort
off?
of time. I've got a bunch of vacation days left. I'm taking some of them the week prior to Christmas from December 15th through, I was going to try the 20th, but the 20th is the day Brother Weeze does his charity show that goes 12 hours.
Oh, right,
Merry
right.
Weesmas, Hanukkah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever we call it. And
This week.
I was going to, I tried sneaking a vacation day in there, but my boss caught it and said, we really need you that day. All right. So I got the 4 days off that week.
Okay.
And then Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And everyone else is off. So I'll be in here by myself just playing best of, which is almost like a vacation.
Yes.
So I'll go most of 2 weeks without seeing anyone that I work with.
Probably better that way.
And so I've got some time coming off.
I've got Christmas Day off, which is a Wednesday this year. And then I wanted to get the whole week up to 2020 out, but I
Right.
didn't have enough vacation time.
Yeah.
So I've got the Thursday, Friday, so I've made it a long weekend. So I'll go
Okay.
back to work on the Monday before New Year's, so I can spend some time with the kids, hang out with them
And
for
then
a little bit.
I'm assuming you have New Year's Day off?
New Year's Day off.
So
yeah.
another random day in there.
Right.
Wednesday.
Yeah. So
Right in the middle of the...
most of my office has like
Wednesday holidays are the worst.
They really are
Companies
weird.
don't know what to do with them.
very
Except for
weird.
when you're a teacher, because the Wednesday Christmas, they're not going to have you come to school on that Monday, the 23rd.
No?
No, because to come on Monday and then have Tuesday, Wednesday,
Thursday, Friday.
right?
yeah.
They just doesn't make sense. So usually the districts say Friday is the last day, which was unusual. That
Give me that hand right there. Your right hand. Give me
So Wednesdays are the best days to have holidays
Christmas
and for
Christmas,
schools.
for at least for like
Get
the
something
Chris.
stuck.
I know, like a fuzzy or something, like a Christmas, New Year's, because then.
You really maximize
we get the
holiday
like the
time.
10-day truly, instead of going, okay, if it was on a Friday,
You come in Monday,
you come in
Tuesday,
Monday,
Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you have like Thursday, Friday, whatever. So we were just like, woohoo! We were so excited, and that's why I was
Wednesday.
We've been looking forward to this for a while. That
here's how I have no sympathy. Okay. All right. The Eve days, okay? I don't have those off. Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, don't have those off. Now, tradition dictates that City Hall will usually shut down around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So they'll call inspectors up in the midday, say, okay, everybody, close up shop, take off at 3 o'clock.
So you can't take me to the airport on Christmas Eve.
I can't take you to the airport on Christmas Eve. Why can I not? Because somebody scheduled a 4 o'clock appointment for me on Christmas Eve. So while all my colleagues are heading home, or are probably already are home, I'm still be at work, and I'm going to be out in the field putting around doing my thing.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Just ugh.
Yeah. But that's okay.
It
happens.
Between noon and 3 while I'm on the plane in Southwest, I'll have a couple drinks for you.
That doesn't seem to
Christmas
You know
cheer
what's
him up.
funny is that when you pick on me, I don't get to say anything. When I pick on you, I get threatened. But then you go ahead and you lay that shit out, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm so gonna kill your character. Wait, what?
That didn't seem to cheer him up, Tanya.
No.
No, I know.
Oh, this woman is so lucky. She's so lucky.
You know, like a lot of people like bitch that they're like saying like, oh, well, you're a teacher, you get whatever, you get all these days off. Our schedules are dictated to us. Mm-hmm. That's the things. Like our friend Mark works for Wegmans or whatever, and we have other family that they.
You're also heavily involved in the summer program too, so teachers having summers off does not work for your equation.
Now the thing is, I could make the choice not to work over the summer.
Yeah, but your shopping addiction says no. You're going back to work.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And so
what's going to happen when you retire? You are so screwed. Just saying that, right? You've got another 15 years before?
10 years.
10 years to retirement? You've got some choices to make in those next 10 years, sweetheart. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. That's for telling me you're going to be having drinks on a plane to Florida while I'm at work.
They were gifted to us by somebody else. So those are the ones I'm going to use.
Yeah, well, bite me anyway. So
with relish.
Ooh, sexy.
It was from Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it?
I think so.
It was a Rizzo thing. Mm-hmm. Like Kinnicky, I think, says to Rizzo, "Bite me," and she's like, "With relish," something like that. Sure. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm still not watching that movie. Anyway,
it's one of Billy's favorites.
I liked it. It was one. I liked.
Did
Grease.
you see the meme that they did with Josh Allen and one of the like linebackers or whatever when he jumps into his arms a couple weeks ago? That somebody put it to the "I've had the time of my life" from Dirty Dancing.
No,
that they jumped up and it was like kind of the
swan
swan thing. It was funny. Okay, I'm done.
I never liked Dirty Dancing though. I like Grease. Don't
Nobody
like Dirty
puts
Dancing.
Billy in the corner.
Yeah, everybody does.
I didn't.
I won't. You just happened to sit over there.
Yeah.
I didn't put you over there.
That was not my choice. Anyway, just saying. Anyway,
I'll sit in the corner.
However, our characters will try to find a corner table to put your back to the corner so you can see the whole tavern.
It's a D&D thing.
That is a date. I want the corner. What?
Everybody's in the corner, all standing. It's like, all right, there's no L-shaped booth. I don't care. I'm sitting in the corner. Okay, then you're sitting on his lap. I don't care. Okay, fine.
Dungeons and Dragons.
So where were we going with this?
I don't remember.
I forget.
We were talking. Oh, you know what?
We
Let
were
me go ahead and
talking
make it
about that it
official.
was
Vacation.
We're talking about
Christmas
Christmas vacation because we're all going on it, including from podcasting.
Yes.
All right. So this is
Taking
our
a small hiatus.
This is our last episode of 2019. All right. So we're going to be taking our winter break like we usually do every year. And that'll give us a chance to regroup, plan strong, and then we'll be back in January.
Maybe I won't take as many shots at you.
Please. Don't make promises. You know you're not going to even come close
I
to
said
keeping.
maybe I won't take as many.
No.
No. Maybe.
Honey, you throw more shots at me than Gretzky would throw at the freaking net. I don't want to hear it.
Isn't it take more shots?
Whatever. Whatever.
See, you just took a shot.
See, look at that.
You're mean.
You're a mean girl.
That's what everyone says.
Yes.
Stop making fetch. It's not going to happen. Anyway.
Stop making what?
Stop trying to make fetch happen. You're a mean girl.
I don't get that.
Wow, I'm the only one who did that? Okay. Lacey Chabert's character from the movie Mean Girls.
I haven't seen it all.
Me either.
My God. Well, I was subjected to it because, teenage girls at home, that happens. Wow. All right. Anyway, there's a whole thing where they're the cool girls, right?
I know the premise.
And so they're the whole, they're always the ones making trends happen. And the mean girl who's like the B-lister is played by Lacey Chabert's, the actress Lacey Chabert. And she's like, oh, that's so fetch, or that's so this. And the lead mean girl's like, stop trying to make that it's not going to happen. She's trying, basically, like, you're trying to make something trend.
There's a Broadway version right now of that movie,
Is there?
right? Yeah, with Tina Fey.
I thought that was Heather's.
No, I think there's a
Of
Mean
Mean Girls?
Girls Broadway.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I think Christina Fey actually was one of the writers of Mean Girls,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
I think she's behind the Broadway show.
I don't know.
Wow, so I stumped the panel accidentally.
Yeah,
You win.
That's it. I'm going home. My day is complete. All right.
Mighty
we'll
Monkey
miss you.
Corporation with
Yeah, blah, blah,
purveyors
blah.
and
Producers of the Flower City Comic Con coming at you like a spider turkey.
monkey.
Spider. That was
last
a
time was
couple
a
weeks
couple
ago.
of Spider
That was a
turkey.
couple weeks ago.
This is
for
a Spider
Thanksgiving.
Santa.
Spider Santa.
The creepiest villain ever.
The Spider Grinch? like a Spider Grinch?
Spider Grinch. Spider Grinch does whatever a Spider Grinch does. Anyway,
Spider Inch?
boy, we are way off base now, aren't we?
We are exhausted.
We are. It's
Let
been
me
a
make
busy
sure I
season.
hit record. Yeah, I did. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we did
We
hit
are
record.
sorry, our faithful listeners, that you are getting all of this. But no, so we are taking a hiatus after this. We're going on our vacation. We're trying to regroup, recoup, refresh, rejuvenate.
Hire a new host.
Eat soup.
Not co-host. Not engineer. The show needs a new host. This guy's an idiot.
I think Anne's available.
Anne would love to supplant me. Should be fun. She's done good.
Yes,
Competent.
and we would never supplant you.
Of course you would. You've been looking forward to doing it your entire time. Anyway,
I can't do what you do.
is it
I can't do it.
bang your head on I-beams? Yeah, I'm good at that.
That you're right. I can't do because.
Do we have a topic today?
Yes, we're going to be talking about The Boys.
Which ones?
Not yours or mine, but we were going to talk about the Amazon Prime show.
The
Boys.
superhero show with Karl Urban and Elizabeth Shue.
Yes.
Very cool.
Which I know you and Billy have watched.
We've watched
but
all of it so
I
far.
have not
So
seen
you did
all
see
of
the
it.
whole thing,
I
Chris?
have.
Okay, good.
I've seen the whole thing. So, all
I
right.
haven't gotten past the first 15 minutes. Still.
Why is that, Tanya? Why did you not get past the
I
first
get
15
distracted
minutes?
easily.
What happened the last time you tried to watch the first 15 minutes of The Boys?
I can't rember.
What did happen?
all
is
I
this
know
for
is I got
private or public on?
I have no idea.
I can't remember. I got distracted by something. It happens.
A shiny object?
It could have been. I'm part cat.
Okay.
Oh my
I
God.
understand that.
My brain
Yeah.
needs
so
to stop.
who knows? It was.
Let's go to break, please.
I can't remember.
All right.
I can't remember what I did
We're going
last
to take a break.
week.
When we come back, we're going to be chatting about The Boys.
People love their dogs. I actually got a Christmas card. My wife and I got a Christmas card from a friend of ours, him and his wife, for Christmas. It's just a photo of their dog. Just laying in the grass in the summertime. Not even Christmas themed. It annoyed me so much, I had to make a card. It's something I would never do, but I had to make a Christmas card with my own dog. I didn't get the proper weather. I'm going to try again when the weather changes, but don't steal this. This is great, man. I'm trying to get a photo of my dog taking a dump in the middle of a snowstorm with a Christmas hat on its head. Right? Yeah. And the card is going to say Merry Christmas, and when you open it up, it's going to say, I hope you get a lot of good
Nice.
And I had it set. I had it all set. Like, I wouldn't let the dog out of the apartment for like 6 hours. Really, I kept giving it biscuits. It's crying right by the door. I'm looking at my wife. We're going to bang this out in 10 minutes, no problem. But the dog wouldn't with the hat on. Like, every time it would do that tap like it's ready to I'd put the hat on. It would shake the hat. I'm like, with the hat. With the hat. Please. And my wife pulls away with the camera. She's like, we're being too cruel. We're being too cruel. Like, what are you talking about? This is what animals are here for your own entertainment. Sometimes I'll put a tight T-shirt on my dog, and then I'll just crack a beer and watch it try to get the T-shirt off for a half hour. Entertainment for the owner, exercise for the dog. It's a win-win.
There you go. Comedian Pete Coriel.
He definitely is a New Yorker.
What gave it away?
I don't know, maybe the very thick accent.
Yeah.
The voice.
The voice.
The voice.
I can see you trying to put the Santa hat on Juno, and it'll last all of like a half.
Well, there's
of a
that one picture I
millisecond.
have
Yes.
of her wearing that winter hat. It took 3 attempts to get her to actually sit still long enough for me to get that picture. And then seriously,
As soon as you
I
clicked.
thought I did not get it because as soon as the camera clicked, she was already halfway out the frame. So the fact that the picture actually came in nice and clear was like, oh, thank God, because that was an event trying to get that to happen.
In fact, last night, Susan and I were at Petco or PetSmart picking up enough food for our 42 cats to eat for a week. And
So you've gotten rid of a few.
yeah, exactly. And we're walking past stuff, and she sees, the animal costumes and clothes. You're not buying an $8 bow tie for a cat. Put that down.
I did buy Sean's
Oliver-
dog pajamas.
Oliver
I
doesn't
saw
want
that.
They're so cute.
Oliver doesn't want a bow tie. And we want $8.
Every time I try to put something like Juno, she is just like, she becomes ultra squirmy. She's like, absolutely. I can't even get the freaking walking harness on her sometimes. Like, nope, don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Nope, not going to do it.
Clothes for animals doesn't make sense.
Well, our friend Sean, he has a blue nose pit bull. Her fur is very, 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 very short. So it's like she's not super fluffy like Juno.
No, Juno's definitely a fluffy puppy.
Juno is fluffy, whereas Athena is very sleek. So she's cold. So I got her a cute little set of PJs, and then Sean sent me a picture of her last night that they were starting to fit better.
And then they won't fit at all in about 3 more weeks.
Look at.
Yeah, no, I saw it. She's a snuggle machine.
Look at. Oh, see, they're cute. They're just enough to cover her body because she's really little and cold and
That's
things
that.
like that. She's adorable.
She is. She's cute.
I can't wait to snuggle her again.
So,
Where do you want to start with the boys?
well, basically
boys.
we're in the height of the superhero cinematic era. With the MCU and the DCEU and the CW shows and everything,
And
comic
Netflix
books,
shows,
Netflix shows,
and
and
Disney
everything.
Plus. And
So Amazon Prime has their show, The Boys. But it's an interesting take on it because it's definitely a very dark look at the superhero genre.
It takes a whole genre and just turns it on its ear.
Right.
Completely.
This is the storyline as of IMDb.
Right, go.
The Boys is set in a universe where superpowered people are recognized as heroes by the general public and owned by a powerful corporation, Vought International, which ensures that they're aggressively marketed and monetized. Outside of their heroic personas, most are arrogant and corrupt. The series primarily focuses on 2 groups: the titular boys, vigilantes looking to keep the corrupted heroes under control, and the 7, Vought International's premier superhero team.
Sort of like a Justice League.
Yeah.
The boys are led by Billy Butcher, who despises all superpowered people. And
Played by Karl Urban.
And the 7 are led by the egotistical and unstable Homelander. As the conflict ensues between the 2 groups, the series also follows the new members of each team. Huey Campbell of the boys, who joins the vigilantes after his girlfriend is killed in a high-speed collision by the 7's A-Train, and Annie January.
I never saw that scene coming.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it.
Is that the scene that I
Yeah.
saw where they just went right through Robin?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, Huey's girlfriend comes to meet him at work. They're walking away. They're talking. Next thing you know, she's exploded into a million pieces.
That's as
And
far
sort
as
of-
I got.
Because their
Like,
version
right
of the
after-
Flash
And
just
he's-
ran into her.
He's literally standing there holding her forearms.
Uh-huh. Now, with that being said, let's just make it clear. This week's
There's
episode is brought
spoilers.
to you by
Spoilers. So, in Annie January, Starlight of the 7, a young and hopeful heroine forced to face the truth about the heroes she admires.
Right.
Because she's a brand new member, had just been hired
So she's
by
a
the
bit
Vought
naive.
Corporation.
She's a bit naive. She's a bit, green around the gills, but she's definitely a very potent force, power-wise. But she was very innocent and do good. And then so she sees the underlying level of what's going on beneath, this commercial corruption underneath these superheroes.
Because normal people's society sees the 7 and all the other heroes, because there's, I think, something like 200 heroes in the United States.
Yeah,
board.
something like that was.
That's
being
the
talked
number
about.
they gave, but there's the 7, which are the main ones.
They're the Justice League.
They're the Justice League. Homelander's like Superman. You got
hold on.
A-Train is the Flash.
Queen Maeve is your Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Black Noir is your Batman. The Deep.
The Deep is
Aquaman.
Aquaman. Ed Starlight is sort of her own sort of thing.
Yeah, Blaster.
It
Sort of a-
several other parodies of famous heroes feature in the graphic novels that have not been referenced. That have been referenced and not yet featured on screen in the show, such as Tech Knight, based on Batman, and G-Men, based on the Marvel's X-Men.
The sequence with Ezekiel, to me, is...
It was very interesting.
It was awesome.
So basically what The Boys does, Billy, and I think you can agree with me on this one, but feel free to not to, is it's a commentary on our society through the lens of superhero genre. Because and I feel it's a little ham-fisted in its talking about how unregulated capitalism bad. I felt like, because it was starting to really around episode 2 or 3. It's like, okay, I get it already. Okay, can we just get on with the story?
See, I took the heroes as being sort of politicians.
Yeah.
On the outside, most of them are supposed to be good, have the talking points. Whereas behind the scenes, there's just some bad stuff going on.
And for the first couple of episodes, you get the idea that Homelander is the good guy. He's the Superman.
He's the one
He's the one who's
hasn't
bought
been
into
touched
it.
By...
But then as the series goes on, you're like, oh, there's all of the neuroses underneath. And so he's not really corrupted by the system. He's corrupted by his own power, it feels like. It's like he's...
And despite being maybe the most maniacal in the end of all of them, there's a backstory that gives you some sympathy for him.
Right.
There's
a little bit.
There's a little bit of sympathy for all the characters.
But they all, man, I'm telling you, they all have their vices and their twists and their turns. And
when they, in that first episode, when they go to the superhero sex club.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh, my God. I was laughing my ass off. I was just like, holy cow, are you kidding me?
Because that's the one place they can all go and
Just
not
be.
worry. Yep. But it's funny that I think it was last Saturday or last Friday night, I wound up watching the first 2 or 3 episodes after Susan went to bed, because I had a feeling, she may like it, she may not. So I'm going to watch the first few episodes. And when she woke up the next morning, I watched this, and I think you'll like it, but I'm not really sure. I love it. But I think you may have some issues with it, but I think you'll... And so, okay, let's watch it. So I rewatched those 3 episodes with her. Okay, and then we watched the 4th one. Then on Sunday, we watched a couple more, and we finished it on Monday. She goes, I watched all 8 episodes. I can't wait for next season, and I still can't tell you if I liked it.
Well,
That's an interesting observation, though, when you think
She
about
goes,
it.
I can't stop thinking about it, but I can't tell you if I liked it or not. I don't know.
You're hooked on the story,
Yeah.
but you're not entirely sure if you're like...
The characters are fascinating. The writing is fantastic.
It is. It really is well done.
The acting by everyone from the guy to play Anthony Starr plays Homelander.
Oh, right, yeah.
Karl Urban plays Billy Butcher.
Tanya's getting a cast list up.
yep, hold on.
Jack Quaid, who is Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid's son, plays Huey.
And to see this...
He looks like Simon Pegg.
He does a little bit. Well,
That
and
was
Simon
Pegg plays his father.
His father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Simon Pegg plays his dad. But to see... Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan has a son old enough to be a grown adult in his own series.
Who reminds me...
What?
His acting style and sort of his mannerisms and
it's very
likability also reminds me a little of Tom Hanks.
It's true. Very true. And it's interesting to see the Huey character throughout the course of the season because he's very passive. He
sort of grows
milquetoast, but then he gets a lot of his more aggressive moments in the early episodes are him dream sequencing, like this is what I would do to this guy if I could, and then you see him snap back to reality. Oh no, that's fine. So you're watching this particular guy become more stand up for himself.
But I really like the show takes on corruption, drug addiction.
Yeah.
But there's also a sense of humor to it, to where I mean, you're definitely bummed out watching this show, but there's times that will make you laugh out loud.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least me. Maybe I'm just twisted, but it made
I
me
think
laugh.
to have a dark sense of humor
Yeah.
is definitely a good thing. That helps you with the show. But Karl Urban's character is just so dynamic in this one.
And the guy that plays Frenchie is very funny.
Oh, my God, yeah.
That's
yeah.
Tomer Capon.
One thing I found interesting, if you look at the cast list, Homelander is played by, I think he's from New Zealand.
Anthony Starr.
They're all played by
Yes.
foreigners, but playing Americans.
Yeah.
And French, he was playing French is from Israel. To me, I don't know if it was on purpose that way.
Or it just worked out.
Or if it just worked out that way. But I think Huey, Jack Quaid, is the only
American.
real American.
Well, Elizabeth Shue
Oh, Elizabeth Shue, but she's one of the heads of the Vote.
of Vote Corporation.
Erin Moriarty, who plays
Starlight.
Starlight. She
Yeah.
was born in New York.
Okay.
She's a doll,
Yeah.
that one.
Yep.
Amazing. And it was so interesting to see her journey, from it's almost watching a stereotypical young actress going to Hollywood for the first time and all those things that happened to the starlets of the era.
Yep.
So it's all kind of predictable, but seeing her take on it and seeing how she reacts to it.
And before I learned about the sort of bad parts of the heroes, her first interaction with the Deep was really disturbing.
Yeah.
That was what made me think Susan may not like this.
Yeah.
But she definitely grows, and the Deep winds up with an understanding of what she went through. When the
not quite sure where he is at the end of the season.
Yeah.
He's definitely he's lost it.
He's
a little bit there.
He's in Sandusky, Ohio.
Something like that.
Yeah,
which I thought was
he's
interesting.
Been demoted from the 7.
I thought it was interesting they picked Sandusky.
Yeah. Oh God, that's right. Yeah.
The last name of the coach from Penn State who had fell from grace for basically being like the Deep.
Yeah.
I picked up on that. I don't know if anybody else did.
I just thought they picked the most sort of podunk sounding
Hoboken, New Jersey, or something like that.
Whereas the girl he picks up and the thing with his gills and stuff where he winds up being violated.
Yeah,
is really sort of
the table
intense.
gets turned. Yeah,
and creepy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That is a running theme in pretty much every episode of season 1. There's always something that's like, that's a little unsettling. That's a little what?
Yeah.
Like when Queen Maeve, the Wonder Woman analog, and Homelander go to save that plane that
I know,
hijacked by terrorists, and how it all went off the rails, and they let it crash.
Yeah,
and kill all those people
because they didn't want to be exposed for a mistake.
Yeah,
or especially Homelander. Whereas Queen Maeve definitely felt more remorse for the situation.
Well, you could see she's definitely a soul that's been broken by the system. She goes about her business. She does her work. She collects her paycheck. She goes home. She tries to stay out of the way. But you can tell just by her reactions to everything that she's gone through everything Starlight has gone through.
Yeah.
And so she tries to coach Starlight a little bit, but really, for the most part, you just see Maeve as that broken
sort of
soul.
Giving up.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm still trying to figure out Black Noir, who you barely see.
Yeah, you only
and
see
whenever
him a
you
couple...
do it, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
He has a couple good fight scenes, but there's a couple like where he's playing piano at the Christmas party. And he's just like a Batman, Black Panther sort of crossover.
And he says nothing.
Yeah.
There's not a single line uttered by whoever's in that suit
I don't
the
know
entire
if he's
season.
supposed to be, because A-Train is also black, so
Right.
I don't want to say that Black Noir is sort of like a token minority who's just there for appearances.
I think he should leave you guessing. Well,
Yeah.
like people, you see that one action scene where he goes full bore and cuts a couple people up, and you're like, okay, cool, so this must be his introduction to the series. And then he disappears just as fast. And he's gone again.
I don't know if in season 2 he's going to get more of a story, if he's just going to be the most mysterious character on the show.
And it's interesting to see that he's like one of the 7 most legendary heroes on the planet, and yet he's like this
barely screen time,
non-entity.
no backstory, nothing.
Nothing. They just went, oh yeah, he did, hey, how you doing, man?
Yeah.
Whereas
Translucent was funny.
Oh God, that was hilarious.
It's sort of the Invisible Man type of character,
right?
Invisible.
But
girl.
here's the nuance, Tanya. The Invisible Man can only turn himself invisible, not his clothes.
So he has to be naked to be invisible.
Isn't that kind of like something on Mystery
Men?
That's funny. Now, it's funny because I'm hopping over to the trivia that
I can only be invisible if nobody's looking at me.
And the trivia that is going on.
Yeah.
Says Jim Beaver from Supernatural.
Right.
Jim Beaver plays in The Boys. Plays a character called Robert Singer. He's also known for playing Bobby Singer on Supernatural.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
it's just a bit part. I remember seeing him, but I think it wasn't
but
like
his name is Robert Singer.
Yeah.
So
they've linked Supernatural in the Seven and the Boys.
I just thought it was funny. And then it says here, Huey mentions his favorite musicians are James Taylor, Simon and Garfunkel, and Billy Joel. Yet he wears shirts with rock and punk bands on them.
Nirvana, I've noticed that too. Mm-hmm. Do not. His last words to his girlfriend was, "I will not have you besmirch Billy Joel."
I remember that. And he said it so wryly too. It's like,
the show had to tone down on sex, drugs, and profanity, which were all more graphic in the comics. Mm-hmm. The designer of Starlight's new costume is based on the character of the costume designer Edna from The Incredibles.
Yeah, I picked up on that vibe.
I haven't seen it, so therefore I'm just looking at this little trivia type stuff.
And just to step back on that, we did not mention this is indeed adapted from a graphic novel.
Yeah, Garth Ennis, who is, I believe, is the writer,
and Derek Robertson,
who Garth Ennis also did Preacher, which I don't know if which is also a very strange, dark.
Well,
book.
I think that's where a lot of the superhero genre, the MCU, the DCEU, has opened the door for shows like Watchmen, and The Boys and Preacher, for stuff like that to come out to the surface as well. Which is how these graphic novels got they would never have gone anywhere if Marvel and DC had not lit the way ahead of time.
Yeah.
So these shows are mirroring the actual comic books in the history of comic books. And it's allowing this genre to develop into much more than just popcorn and bubblegum. You're getting to see a lot of the cool and the really cool and the edgy and the imagination of stuff and the commentary on things. And I think it's what's great about seeing Watchmen and The Boys and Preacher and Lucifer even.
Yeah. But nowadays, how everything is sponsored, has corporate backing. No, the Vought Corporation basically owning the Seven and all the other heroes in the world. And you find out later, more than owning them, creating them is...
that's the big twist.
Yeah.
That's the big twist.
It made me... I almost bought myself a Vought Corporation hoodie the other day.
I know you said that you were looking for something that said
the
boys, but you just got boys clothing.
I went to Amazon, typed in the boys t-shirt, and all I wound up with was boys t-shirts. No, that's not what I want. No, I want a t-shirt with like Homelander and the Deep and Queen Maeve on it. But.
So did you type in like Homelander or the Deep?
No, there's one that has the comic book versions of them, but not the TV show versions, which...
Oh, excuse me.
It's the one I sort of want. But I just...
I thought that was funny.
This show blew me away. It really did. And I've been reading comic books since the early 70s. And, Watchmen definitely has darker. But in this case, the public didn't necessarily trust the Watchmen.
Yeah.
Whereas they do trust the Seven and all the other heroes.
Right. And the Seven... They're not just superheroes that are assigned to tasks and cherry-picked to the best things, but they're also they're film celebrities as well. They make movies on them.
They make movies and toys. And
so they're merchandising inspiration as well. So the Vought corporation, markets everything. So that's why I was saying it felt to me that this is a commentary on today's corporate capitalistic society.
Yeah. I mean, like A-Train having to meet Huey, who wants an apology, and then later not remembering who he was.
Yeah,
it made no impact.
No,
on him.
It was just another meet and greet as far as A-Train was concerned.
That scene with A-Train in the hospital meeting the kid with cancer had me laughing out loud.
Oh yeah. Because he just kept going through his little
the kid wanted to meet Translucent, who had disappeared.
Right,
but I'm the A-Train, baby. But I wanted to meet Translucent. It's my hero. He goes, but I'm the fastest man on earth. Can you outrun cancer?
Wow, yeah, I know. I remember that line. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, that was so dark but so funny. Oh,
Now, there are plans for a season 2?
There is it was renewed almost immediately.
Okay.
For season 2. As soon as it hit, it got people started watching it and it blew up. So they immediately renewed it for season 2.
I'm interested. I'm looking forward
Elizabeth
to it.
Shue
will not be coming back.
Yeah, it remains unless it's flashbacks, but
possibly flashbacks. Yeah, but
and it's funny. It took me a second to realize who it was. I kept looking at her, without. Oh, by the way, can we? I don't know about you, but I like reading the credits. And with my Roku box, it immediately stops the credits and starts the next episode.
Oh yeah,
unless I'm fast enough with my remote to scroll back and do. I can't even figure it out. It's kind of
interesting.
Stinks. And the same thing with Netflix, where all of a sudden the credits on the show will get really tiny, and next episode starts in 5 seconds.
You see, it kind of happens to me too with Amazon Prime. I've noticed that.
I hate it. I want to watch the credits. If I don't want to watch the credits, then I'll hit home and go through it again.
I get through some of the credits.
Don't assume I don't want to watch the credits.
Like I've been watching The Expanse too, which is a show that I want us to talk about again sometime because that's an impressive show.
Okay.
And when I'm watching on Amazon Prime and I'm catching up on stuff, boom, it's like there's the credits. Okay, I see the credits for now they're right into
they
do the picture-in-picture thing, and suddenly you're getting ready to see the next episode.
And I give me the choice of whether or not to watch the credits. I don't want you deciding.
I want to know who's here.
The Vought Corporation is controlling my mind, man.
Oh my gosh.
So, I don't know.
So, do you have a favorite hero?
I hate saying it because A-Train made me laugh.
It's a very interesting story too.
Do you think this is a world without sports? Because the heroes would dominate, and ESPN covered the race between A-Train and I can't
remember the guy's
name.
Other
Shockwave.
I just saw the episode guide. So.
And the funny thing was they did one lap. The 2 fastest men do one lap.
Right.
And
it was over in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That was the episode called Get Some.
So
it was the 3rd episode.
I thought it was interesting because I'm like, okay, how's this going to play out? It's like, they're just going to take off and run around the country or something like that and come back. But boom, it was like one lap done.
Which I think is sort of a satire in the famous Superman versus Flash race.
Yeah.
Which
absolutely,
they run around the world 182 times or whatever. This is one lap around a regular track, and that made me laugh. That's the race.
Well, think of the commentary on all the Mike Tyson fights. Right? All this hype, hours and hours and days and weeks of hype for a 40-second fight.
Yeah.
That's so it's basically this. It's weeks and months worth of hype for a race that lasted the blink of an eye.
So do I have a favorite? At different times, I hate them all. I like them all. I'm disgusted by them all.
Equally.
Except, Starlight stays pure.
Yeah. For the most part. She takes a few dents along the way. But
her tries to stay good.
Her heart is always still in the right place from beginning to end.
I like Huey. He might be my favorite character. Because I could see me being Huey.
Right. You see yourself a little bit in him?
Butcher. I like all the boys. Mother's Milk we didn't mention, who is also a very interesting character.
He's an interesting character, definitely.
The other one of the boys. Simon Pegg, did I read that the writer of the graphic novel based Butcher on Simon Pegg?
I had not heard of that, so I can't confirm or deny.
I think I read that somewhere.
Butcher on Simon Pegg or Huey's father?
No, based Butcher, the character, on Simon Pegg, the actor.
Oh, really?
And that's why they brought Simon Pegg in to play Huey's father on the TV show.
It says, American actor Jack Quaid plays the part of Huey in the series. In the comic book, Huey is from Scotland, and he resembles the English actor and writer Simon Pegg.
Oh, so it's
Pegg
Huey.
was super chuffed to be immortalized as a comic book character and also wrote the introduction for the Boys Volume 1 collection, the name of the game. Pegg is also known as his role as Montgomery Scotty Scott in the reboot Star Trek. Karl Urban stars as Billy Butcher in The Boys. Pegg was originally supposed to play Little Huey when the comic was made into a movie or series, but because it took so long to make the jump, he was playing Huey's father instead.
I think that's clever.
That is interesting. It's a very interesting kind of tie-in.
But at different times, like The Deep might be my favorite of the 7. Because I always sort of like the Aquaman, so I want to see what sort of adventures he would have. Like I keep hoping that they do an actual superhero thing with these characters.
Well, I think it's also interesting in terms of the deep in his storyline is he comes across, in his first impression, he comes across as totally badass. Mm-hmm. He's this, but then the chink in the armor happens fast, and then the uncovering of what's really underneath happens very quickly, so it rips this whole layer off above him.
Then you sort of find out he's not really respected in the group. He's
like a second rate. Yeah.
And then he accidentally kills the porpoise
right.
that he's trying to save.
That scene was hilarious. He's trying to save this dolphin, and he ends up killing it in the process. How about the Haley Joel Osment cameo?
Oh, that was a good character, and
it was a very interesting.
No, and I like the fact that they found him at a Comic-Con. He was a disgraced hero,
right? Who
has like mental abilities.
Yes,
he can read minds,
read
minds, and because of addiction issues, I'm assuming, wound up being disgraced and not being a hero anymore. And the guy that is best known for being able to see dead people is now playing the mind reader.
Right.
I thought that was
tortured by all
of
these visions that he's had because he can read people's minds. So there's an interesting.
But
confluence
like he's
at
a Comic-Con like Tara Reid and Billy Zane.
And it's them as themselves. Billy Zane as Billy Zane, Tara Reid as Tara Reid, and banking on their Sharknado fame. And so there's poor Haley Joel Osment as his character.
Mesminder or whatever.
The Mesmerizer or something like that. Yeah. I don't remember. Mesmer.
Yep.
So it was just interesting. It's interesting to see how I don't know, hound on it too much, but to see how they were marketed.
Yeah.
How things were crafted around them to boost their value.
Main point of the show is that I wonder if there were heroes, now it's superhero, like real superheroes, what would happen to them for real? I mean, we grew up reading books in an era where they were uncorruptible, or at least I did. No,
now we live in an era where everybody's corruptible.
Yeah. So I find the show really interesting. I said Susan can't wait for season 2. Doesn't know if she likes it.
And I think that right there is the coolest commentary you could make about the show. Is it didn't make such a negative impression. You find the characters fascinating. You find it interesting. You're like, wait, I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to seeing more of it.
Yeah,
it's like, wait, that is the most interesting commentary a person can make
because
about
there's enough lightness to it and enough fun to it to where you're not completely turned off by it.
Right.
There's enough times where you laugh, where you smile, where you really want to know what happens to the characters. I mean, she's used to watching feel-good stories where there's happy wrap-up endings, and this isn't it. But
if you have not seen The Boys yet, keep an eye on Starlight's arc, and how she's I think the closest to the most normal human being in the entire thing. I mean, Huey even has his flaws because of his lack of self-esteem for the most part. But watch how she's trying to navigate through this great opportunity to be part of this amazing thing, and then realizing how weird it really gets. And then even her best friend, her manager, is her mother.
Oh yeah.
And then the mother. But then all of a sudden the mother has kind of like she's not exactly 100% in for her daughter's interest. It's hers as well.
And then they go to the religious.
The getaway.
The getaway,
and the whole thing gets turned on its ass.
That was so good.
It was so wild.
That might be my favorite episode. Just I don't know why, but I really enjoyed that episode. It's a lot of fun. I think the show's a combination of fun, dark, thoughtful, exciting.
I agree. I definitely enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it.
Some really good twists. Like when you thought that maybe Elizabeth Shue's character was behind some of the bad actions of Homelander. Turns out, no. Homelander was a little jealous
of
things.
You have to see it. We're not going to spoil the whole thing, but there's some stuff going on that you got to see for yourself.
I really, like I said, I watched the first 3 episodes twice in about a 9-hour period. So,
well, I take it I am definitely going to have to spend some time watching this.
And it's a quick watch. It's 8 episodes, and
there's things that are going to make you laugh. There are things that are going to make you feel anger. There's going to be things that make you kind of like, think and stop. There's going to be things that creep you out. You're going to be weirded out by watching this show. At times, they're going to be like, ooh, I don't, ooh.
That's what Susan makes you like this, ew.
Yeah.
Ew, you like this, ew.
When A-Train went through Robin, that was a little...
That was tough to watch.
That was, yeah.
In a later episode, he's lamenting to one of his buddies, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I had to spit out a molar," and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah. But in a later episode, that wouldn't shock you,
right?
That was the first sort of instance of something is
not
right.
Right here. Yeah, that was a glaring example of things are not all what they seem. This is not going to end.
Like the scene later. I mean, it was equally as disturbing, but you weren't quite as shocked by it. The one with A-Train's girlfriend and the landlord.
Oh, God, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that was wild. That was definitely wild. So
I recommend it.
Definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend it. It's definitely very interesting to take in, especially in this era of the superhero medium.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, you want to go to break?
Let's go to break.
Okay, let's go to break. We'll use this music.
I just love listening to the music. I get lost in the vamp music. It's awesome.
Oh, we're supposed to be talking right now?
Yeah.
We could be.
Tanya's trying to nap.
I know.
She's actively napping on the microphone.
I was like, my head was, and then we're like, all of a sudden, like, you get that wave of sleepiness that it's just really hard to keep your eyes open and things like that. I so could just curl up and take a nap.
Let's look at the calendar real quick here. All right. So tonight is December 11th, right? So we're doing a board game night at the 585 Rockin' Burger Bar? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this the day that...
This should be dropping on the 11th of December. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
I'm like thinking...
So if you're listening to this the day that the episode drops, we're going to be at the 585 Rockin' Burger Bar for a board game night. That's the 11th.
It's a Wednesday. As long as there's not any technical difficulties with our...
With our planning?
With our planning and dropping our...
I'm playing a board game tonight. Damn it. Even if it's at my own house, I don't care.
No, I'm just thinking, it's like, if you guys are hearing this and it's not December 11th because we've had technical difficulties, we played a board game night at December 11th.
Or maybe it's December 11th, 2093, and you're listening back over the centuries.
It wouldn't be Wednesdays, but yes.
Or the decades.
You're playing the game of afterlife.
There it is. Spin the wheel, bitches. Anyway.
Yes.
And then the only real event we've got coming up right now on the boards is May 30th and 31st is FC3 2020.
Yes, it is. At the Total Sports Experience.
In Gates on Elm Grove.
I am assuming hopefully by now we've announced another guest. We've got a
it's
contract.
Just depending on... we've got two... I know we have a contracts plural or just one contract out?
Just one contract out that we're waiting for it to come back. So it may or may not have come back by December 11th.
Who knows? Depends on the
person.
You
might know, you may not know.
Depends entirely on the person we invited.
Once again, it's amazing you got J.K. Rowling to show up.
I know. I'm so looking forward to tea with J.K. And then
just kidding.
But we got to wrap that one up quick because I have lunch with Mark Hamill right after.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
In his mind.
Most likely. Every day I do that.
Ben Affleck's not going to be playing Batman, so he's got time.
He's got time to kill. He's not doing anything.
Is he in rehab?
I don't know.
He can talk about Daredevil.
Yeah.
People piss on Ben Affleck playing Batman all the time, but I thought he did a great job with it.
I thought he did a good job.
Me too.
It was poor writing.
Yes.
He was a good Bruce Wayne and a good Batman.
I agree. I enjoyed his portrayal immensely. Especially, there's the little moments. Like there's this one moment in Batman versus Superman where Alfred is sitting down at the computer working away, and Bruce comes over and just hands him a cup of coffee and and looks over his shoulder, and you just see the dynamic of the relationship between these two men. Just in that one little moment, right? And then of course there's the off the cuff comment of "I thought she was with you."
Oh yeah.
During the big fight scene.
Yeah.
Those just little moments that I thought were just great little throw-ins that made the whole thing much, much better. But anyway, so yeah, that's it for events.
We digress.
We digress all the time. That's part of the charm of our show. People love to listen to us digress. It is. People love to listen to us digress.
Because they're just wondering where else we're going to go. Which tangent are we going to go?
Exactly.
How long is it going to take for Billy to reel us back in?
Me. I'm usually the...
I reel us in from time to time. It happens.
I'm the worst reeler in. I like tangents.
Billy is not the fisherman. He's not the Fisher King.
I get off on so many tangents at school that it's just not funny. That I'm just like, la 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 la. Oh, what were we talking about?
Well, let me ask you this then, Tanya. Let me ask you this. What's the question of the week?
That's what I was
See,
trying
look at
to.
that.
I was trying to pull that back up on the computer, but the computer was having issues. So.
I see.
I mean, I know it has something to do with favorite comedy.
Yes. Hold on. We did.
Hold on, let me look.
What fictional scene or comedy routines continue to make you laugh regardless of the number of times you've seen them? Let me guess. Some Monty Python sketch.
Oh, aren't you just wrong? It was a Monty Python movie. Oh! No, am I going first this time? Is that what's happening right now? Is I'm going first for a change?
Yes.
For me, I'll tell you this, flat out, hands down, I can listen to it over and over and over again. The late, great Abbott and Costello.
You're going to say Who's on First?
Who's on First?
Yeah.
I used to have it on cassette because we had, you had those collections that came out. Mm-hmm. And so I had the entire, this entire radio show where they did the Who's on First routine. And every time I hear that one, I crack the hell up. But king to that, even more than that, the entire Robin Williams Live at the Met.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I remember watching it for the very first time on VHS, junior year of high school. My parents were out to dinner, so I took a chance to watch it because I knew the language was going to be off color, and my mom would not approve. Right. So I watched it.
She still wouldn't.
Now I've discovered my mom's sense of humor is actually where I got mine from. It's not entirely my dad's fault that I'm this warped. But I remember sitting on the floor of the living room watching Robin Williams Live at the Met and just crying because I was laughing so hard. And to this day, I can still watch it and still have the same reaction. So those are my two favorites. How about you, Tanya? Tanya Fabulous. Admit it. It's the whole Fetch la Vache from Monty Python and Holy Grail. It is. I can tell. I can see it in your eyes. I'm getting flipped off again, most likely. You've had weeks to think about this.
I know, and I'm just like, I don't know if there's something that.
Here's another good one. I'm going to take Tanya off the hook. Here's another great moment that makes me laugh every time I see it. Star Trek First Contact when they're planet-side, right? And Zefram Cochrane gets Deanna Troi for schnickered, and she's trying to explain to Riker what's going on while she's completely drunk off her ass, and she says something along the lines, "I'm just trying to blend in," and he goes, "Oh, you're blended, all right." That. It's just a little underhanded comment. Makes me laugh every freaking time I hear it. See, is that?
I'll give Tanya a couple more seconds because
Go for it.
Most of mine are like individual lines from The Simpsons.
Okay.
I was going to say Who's on First because I also remember hearing that and still love Who's on First with Abbott and Costello.
It's a classic.
But there's certain lines in The Simpsons that just thinking about them now make me want to laugh. Homer accidentally mailed a letter to Mr. Burns, just calling all kinds of names. I think Bart accidentally mailed it or something.
Oh God!
So he's trying to get it back. So he goes to the post office to get it from the post office box or whatever. And the clerks are, "Hello, my name is Mr. Burns." "What's your name, Mr. Burns?" "I don't know." Just the way he says "I don't know" makes me laugh. What's your first name, Mr. Burns? I don't know.
He says
What
it with
is
such
Mr.
confidence.
Burns' first name?
Montgomery.
Oh, that's right.
And Ralph Wiggum winds up with the key to the city.
Okay.
And a giant rat takes it. And Ralph goes, the pointy kitty took my key.
The pointy kitty. Oh, my God.
Ralph Wiggum makes me laugh so hard. And just think of it, the pointy kitty took my key.
Uh-huh.
So basically, random Simpsons lines make me laugh. Usually, Homer and Ralph Wiggum are the two funniest characters in TV history to me.
Yeah, I'd have to probably agree with you that it's just like random things throughout TV shows that just like those
But no matter-
one-liners that it's like the bad puns that you make you groan or whatever.
But just knowing Homer Simpson's going to say, I don't know. In fact, now I'm going to have to go home and watch that on Disney Plus now.
There you go.
Because it has all 30 seasons of The Simpsons.
Oh, my God. That's amazing. That's gone on that long.
I want to say there's probably some lines from Eddie Murphy's Raw that make me me laugh.
Tell him to have a Coke and smile and shut the F up.
Or was
See
it
the ones that
Delirious?
You don't get any ice cream. Want to lick? Say.
Was that Delirious
I think
or
that's
Raw? Was it?
I think it was Raw.
Okay.
All I remember was in red leather jacket and pants.
Or
And I
if
think
it-
that was Raw.
If you remember in Delirious, Delirious was the red leather one.
Was it?
Raw was black leather.
Was it? I don't,
Okay.
I
At
don't
least
know.
that's the way I remember. And his impersonation, he couldn't do it now, and I'm afraid to mention the Ralph Cramden and Ed Norton from the Honeymooners being gay.
Because you know that I know that you know that
Norton, I want you to.
Yeah. When I bend over, stop again.
Oh, that's now I want to watch that.
That, and I want to say just the dynamic between Mel Gibson and Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. Hey, Raj, grab the cat.
Yeah, Rod, grab the cat. Yeah.
That he just wants to retire, and he just wants.
I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, that it's like those one-liner things type. So
I got to know I did that, Raj. I got to know. All right, let's go ask him,
So there's our funniest moments.
Like in Princess Bride, before the actual word is even said, I'm already snickering because I know what it's going to sound like. And then the clergyman go, marriage. I'm laughing before he even says it. As the camera's panning to his face, I'm already starting to laugh because I know it's coming.
Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and those three cartoons, whether they argue over whether it's rabbit season or duck season.
Oh, right.
And Daffy Duck winds up getting shot in the face.
my son
every time.
Riker and my husband Randy, they go back and forth in the kitchen. Rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, and I'm just like,
And
I
then
have
fire,
to. I just
then-
have to laugh at the both of
Yeah.
them because they just start going back and forth between the two of them at like 6:30 in the morning. And
The random places where Daffy's bill winds up, and to me, that'll make me laugh every time. Duck season, rabbit season.
The other one is Tom and Jerry. There's drawing on a chalkboard or whatever, and Tom is going through. Mouse takes cheese. Mouse runs into hole. Cat chases mouse. Cat hits wall. Cat says bad words. It's like this whole
Pie chart or
Formula
of what happens between Tom and Jerry, and because he can never catch Jerry. And it was like cat says bad words.
I've
and you see
mentioned
all
it
the
before. The cartoons that have the mice as good guys, just wrong. You don't want a mouse in your house. The cat should be the good guy.
I have trapped and killed 21 in the past 4 months.
Oh.
There's a whole colony in my house. I've been weeding them out little by little.
Would you like a cat?
I've been thinking about it, to be honest. That's how bad it's gotten.
I have ins at rescues.
I know.
There's Molly and Mitch currently snuggled.
They're little. There's some. There's some.
I'm just
nice
worried
ones
about
at
how
Pets
Juno's
Pride.
going to
Yeah.
Because I know how Juno is. She's not aggressive. Like there are cats at friends' houses. When I bring her to a friend's house, the cats will like go after her because they don't want her around.
Yeah.
And she will back off of them.
There are actually plenty of cats that like dogs, and they
Dogs that
become
like it.
friends,
Yeah.
and so.
So, but it's getting to the point where I'm considering it because I'm telling you, it's getting a little ridiculous.
Head on over to Pet Pride in Victor if you'd like a cat.
There you have it.
There you go.
That's a foundation worth supporting.
Get yourself a kitty for Christmas if you're going to take care of it. Mm-hmm. Not if you're going to abandon it once it stops being a little kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Or a puppy or whatever.
There you go. And that's important at Christmas time because a lot of pets are bought as gifts at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, that's it for 2019. I think we've done enough this year.
Yeah.
We usually do a year in review or retrospective, but honestly, I don't remember what the hell we did this year.
We talked about everything.
We talked about a lot of different stuff.
So
expect
think
that
about
again.
something. We talked about it.
And remember, in 2020, we'll see more clearly.
Oh, God, yeah. I had to think about that. I'm ashamed of myself.
This is Barbara Walters, and this is 2020.
Baba Wawa.
Baba Wawa. So we'll see you all guys next year. Have a great holiday season. Have a wonderful and safe Christmas.
Safe holiday season, too.
Have
please.
a wonderful and safe New Year's as well. Kiss somebody you love under the mistletoe when you get a chance. And this has been Monkey Business for the year 2019, a product of the Mighty Monkey Corporation, purveyors and producers of the Flower City Comic-Con, coming at you May 30th and 31st of 2020 at the Total Sports Experience in Gates. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, follow us wherever we go, and we will lead you to where the entertainment is. Have a great one, and we'll see you next year.